Hello dear students, good morning to you all. You are most welcome to my video class. As you know, my name is Harendra Tiwari from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. Today, in this video, I am going to introduce you a very interesting model of an atom that was put forward by the Rutherford. In the previous video, I was trying to make you understand what is the arrangement of negative charge and positive charge particles inside the atoms. The first time this opinion or the postulate about the atom was proposed by J.J. Thomson. He was a very prominent scientist. He did a number of experiments in order to prove the existence of the negative charge particles which is present in the matter, and he stated his opinion about the arrangement of negative charge and positive charge particles inside the atom. As you know that there I told you three postulates that was proposed by J.J. Thomson. First is that atom is a spherical in shape. Second, the positive charge sphere is distributed throughout the atom and the negative charged particles is embedded in the atom, such as plums are embedded in a plum pudding. And third was the magnitude of positive charge and negative charge is equal, so that atom behave as electrically neutral. Now I am going to discuss or introduce you another atomic model, because some of the experimentation results was not proven or cannot the scientist group of the scientific community, they could not able to explain the results whatever they got through their different experiment with the help of the J.J. Thomson atomic model. One of the scientists was Rutherford. He performed one experiment, and whatever result he got, that result made him shocked and confused in order to explaining the nature and behavior of the matter. So now the questions might you have, what experiment he had performed and what was the observation he observed, and on the basis of his observation what he has concluded that made him to confuse. Why he was confused? Why he has given other postulates about an atom? Already that has been given by J.J. Thomson. So you will get the answer of these queries after the end of this video. Now I tell you, this part I will cover into two parts. When we look Rutherford's model of an atom, then we can easily divide into two parts. First, he performed some experiment. Before him, J.J. Thomson, whatever he was postulated, that he postulated on the basis of his only imagination. But Rutherford's whatever postulated and stated about an atom, that is totally based on his experiment observation. So first part I will explain that, or we will understand the alpha rays or particles scattering scattering experiment that was performed by Rutherford in 1911, and in the next part we will understand the postulates of Rutherford in order to explaining the arrangement of negative particles and positive particles inside an atom. And since his model was not sufficient because of some drawback, so we will discuss under this the drawback of Rutherford's model of an atom. So let us continue. The first is alpha rays particle scattering experiment. What was this experiment and how he has performed his experiment and what was his observation? As you know, here I have mentioned that alpha rays are particles, that is particles or rays, we consider that it has the both properties, particle nature and wave nature. So alpha particles is what? First I tell you what is the alpha particles. So alpha particles is the nucleus of helium. As we know, helium, so 2 proton and 4 mass number, atomic number 2 and mass number 4. Because of the presence of 2 proton, we designated the atomic number of helium is 2, and presence of 2 proton and 2 neutron, we designated the mass number of helium is 4. So when helium loses its 2 electrons, then it get converted into positively charged atoms with 2 proton and 4 mass number, and this nucleus of helium is considered as the alpha particles. So just I introduced to you what is the meaning of alpha particles. Now the second question, from where do we get these alpha particles? From where do we get these alpha particles, or what is the source of these alpha particles? So make you clear, source of alpha particles. So any of the radioactive element. Now might you have confusion, sir, what is the radioactive element? This new terms, what does mean it? I tell you, there are some elements such as uranium, polonium, heavier atomic nucleus, those elements having the heavy nucleus. So spontaneous emission of rays from these radioactive elements we observe. Actually, Rutherford, he started his journey to study about the behavior and nature of the radioactive elements. There are such types of the elements, from when we keep that elements, then spontaneously there are some rays are coming out from these elements. So that rays is identified as alpha rays, beta rays and gamma rays. So from where do we get the alpha rays? So we get from any one of the radioactive elements. Is it clear? I explained that what is the meaning of radioactive elements. There are some elements from which we observe the spontaneous emission of alpha, gamma, beta rays. Alpha rays is identified with the nucleus of helium, Is it clear? So now the source of particles, source of alpha particles, for that might he have taken might he has taken any radioactive element. That radioactive element he kept in a vessel of lead. There is one story behind his experiment is also famous. This story is about there are some of the teachers and the chemists, they have their opinion. Actually, when Rutherford, I think in 1900 not, he won that Nobel Prize in the field of radioactivity. Whatever theory, explanation he has proposed about the radioactive substances. There was a problem in the transporting of the radioactive element. So somebody has opinion that he was curious to make such a vessel. That vessels should be light in weight, so they can transport the radioactive element at a very low cost. Means they spend to transporting in the radioactive elements at a low cost, because we can store radioactive elements in only a vessel of lead. Otherwise, these radioactive radiations are very harmful. We cannot store in other metal vessels such as iron or gold or anything, because when we put these radioactive element in such type of vessels, then the spontaneous emission of the radioactive rays from the radioactive elements that penetrate the wall of the vessels and reaching towards the person who are handling these radioactive elements. So since lead is a very heavier element, and the symbol is Pb, is a very heavier element. So when we make a vessel of lead, that becomes the very heavy, and as we know, when we transport a substance from one place to another place, that transport charge we have to pay on the basis of that weight of the substance. So due to the heavy mass of the lead, whatever that they afford the transportation charge, that was coming very costlier. So this is the one story behind his experiment, why he had performed his experiment, from where he got the motivation to perform his experiment. So this is one of the story behind this experiment. There are some persons they have a strong belief that Rutherford, he was trying to make such a vessel. That vessel should be that is lightweight. That's why first he has chosen the gold foil. So gold foil, and he bombarded the alpha particles at this gold foil, and behind this gold foil he equipped one detector. This is that detector, X-ray plates, might be it was. So he installed his experiment or equipped this experiment in such a way. This is the source of alpha particles. Then he allowed this source of alpha particles, then he allowed these alpha particles to strike at this gold foil, and why he has chosen the gold foil? Because we can make a very thin film of gold foil. So it is possible to gold foil. It is possible to convert or make a very thin film. It was contain about 1000 atoms in thickness. The thickness of this film was about 1000 atoms. Gold foil. This is a detector that when the any charge particle strike, that make the spot over at this film. Then he allowed these alpha particles to bombard or to strike over this plate. Then this alpha rays was continuously started to strike at this plate. So this is showing that bombardment of alpha particles, bombardment of alpha particles. Then he observed there are many of the rays was passing through this foil, and they made the spot at this film. They are passing through this foil, and they caused the spot at this film. And another observation he observed, this is the some rays which is revert back about 180 degree. His third observation was there are some rays that is revert back at the angle of more than 90. They have revert back. They made the spot. They return back such as and caused the spot. So total he observed the three. These rays penetrate the gold foil, or we can say past the gold foil. There are some rays such as deflected at some angle, and this is another observation out of one rays out of 12,000 revert back about 180 degree. Before his experiment, he was imagining or thinking there should be the two conditions. The first condition, either all rays will pass through this gold foil, and second condition was none of the rays should pass through this gold foil. But he was shocked when he saw these results, these observations. He got the total 3 observations. The first, most of the fast moving alpha particles, they passed the gold foil, most of the 90% more than. The some of the alpha particles, fast moving alpha particles, they deviated at the some angle, and third, there are very few alpha particles, they revert back at the same path at about near about 180 degree. So you noted down it, then I will continue with his observation and inference, what he was expecting and what he got. He was expecting something like that. So I write here expected result and observed result. Observed result. He considered that plum pudding model, and in the plum pudding model, as we know that the positive charge is sphere and the electrons are negative charge particles are embedded in it. So might he was thinking that these alpha particles will pass to this atom. Another assumption his was this, either they will pass or this is a positive charge sphere, negative charge, or they will return back. When they collide, they will return back. Alpha particles. This observation he was expecting. Clear? By considering the plum pudding model. Plum pudding model. But what happened with him? He got the something different. He got there are maximum alpha particles when he bombarded at that atom passed out these atoms. Few of them deflected at the some angle, and very less out of 12,001 they get revert back at the same path or about 180 degree, at 180 degree or about 180 degree. This is a deflected reach. This was post ridge, and this ridge was revert back. He was observing, thinking that this observation, but he got that this observation. He saw what happened here. I was thinking I will get the like this, but I got this. Means something is locha here. Means whatever J.J. Thomson proposed a postulate about the atom, that is wrong. Means postulates of J.J. Thomson unable to explain the results of alpha particle scattering experiment. After observing his result, he made one statement. He just stated that his feelings, what he felt after observing this result, he stated that you can imagine if you fire a bullet at the piece of the paper. Suppose this is the piece of the paper, right? This is a piece of the paper, and you fire a bullet of 15 inch at this piece of the paper, and that bullet collide with this paper and revert back and hit you. Means after fire, that bullet hit you back and you die. Is it possible when you fire a bullet through a gun, that is gunshot? Is it possible that will hit you back? No, not possible. So, after observing his, he was thinking like that. Okay, so you noted down this, then I will discuss the observation, and on the basis of his observation, what he inferred or concluded. Clear? So, till now, I am going to stop. In the next class, we will learn, that is his observation, and on the basis of his observation, what inference he has drawn, and on the basis of that inference, what postulates he has proposed about the atom. Today in this class, just I have explained the alpha particle scattering experiment of Rutherford, and what he was expecting the observation, and what observation he got through his experiment, and his observation was unable to explain the postulates of, or we can say that, atomic model that was proposed by J.J. Thomson plum pudding model. So that's why he was compelled to propose or give different model of an atom. Is it clear? And his experiment had shown the new direction in the field of physics. Before him, on the basis of plum pudding model, the physicist was like a blind child, because they was not getting that explanation whatever they had performed, or keep on performing the different experiment. Through that experiment, whatever the results they were getting, they are unable to explain on the basis of this model. So at last I tell you, thank you, wish you all the best. We will meet in the next class. Thank you.